Have you heard of Mary Magdalene, a close disciple and rumored wife of Jesus Christ? Mary Magdalene, often misunderstood and misrepresented, was not just an ordinary follower but a spiritual master in the early Christian community. Numerous misconceptions have tarnished her image, with many misunderstandings surrounding her. Despite this, the Gnostic Gospels reveal her as a teacher of rich, complex, and deeply spiritual teachings. The significance of these teachings extends beyond her personal relationship with Jesus. Mary Magdalene was not a mere follower. She was a devoted disciple who stood by Jesus' side, interpreting and spreading his teachings. Today, there has been a resurgence of interest in teachings within the tradition, sparking a renewed effort to reevaluate her doctrines and role in the Christian tradition. In this video, we will delve into the controversies associated with Mary and explore 5 of her key teachings as per the Gnostic Gospels, illuminating their deep wisdom and enduring relevance in our modern world. Mary Magdalene's life and role have been subject to 2 major controversies and debates that continue to shape her narrative and interpretation of her teachings. One of the most prominent controversies surrounding Mary Magdalene is the belief that she was a repentant prostitute or a sexually immoral woman. This perception largely stems from a sermon given by Pope Gregory I in the 6th century, where he conflated Mary Magdalene with the unnamed sinful woman who anointed Jesus' feet in the Gospel of Luke, and with Mary of Bethany. This led to a widespread belief, particularly in the Western Church, that Mary Magdalene was a reformed prostitute, an image that has persisted in many interpretations and portrayals of her despite lack of scriptural evidence. In recent years, many scholars and theologians have challenged this narrative, arguing that it is a misinterpretation of the biblical texts. The Eastern Orthodox Church, for instance, has always maintained separate identities for these figures. In 1969, the Roman Catholic Church officially separated the liturgical celebration of Mary Magdalene from that of the sinful woman and Mary of Bethany, reflecting a shift in understanding. Next, another controversy fueled by non-canonical texts like the Gospel of Mary suggests she had a more central role and possessed special insight or knowledge. In this gospel, Mary Magdalene is portrayed as a disciple who possesses a deep understanding and special insight into Jesus' teachings, often more so than the other disciples. She is presented as a spiritual guide who comforts and instructs the other disciples after Jesus' departure. The Gospel of Mary challenges traditional Christian views in several ways. It suggests that leadership within the early Christian community was not solely male-dominated, and it presents a spiritual understanding that emphasizes inner spiritual knowledge over traditional religious practices and beliefs. These texts, however, are not recognized by mainstream Christianity. An important reason for this was the dominance of Christianity at that time by power-seeking groups seeking to consolidate their hold on power over the population, especially women. These 2 controversies, Mary Magdalene's misidentification as a sinful woman, and the debates regarding her role within the early Christian movement, have deeply influenced the portrayal and interpretation of Mary Magdalene throughout history. They continue to shape our understanding of her teachings and her place within Christian tradition. Next, let's proceed to discuss 5 core teachings taught by Mary Magdalene. Teaching 1. A very important teaching by Mary Magdalene is the concept of love as the underpinning of existence, the first and most fundamental principle. This love, as she taught, is not just the romantic or familial love we often imagine, but rather a profound universal love that connects all beings and existence. Mary Magdalene declared this love to be the transformative and healing power of life, a fundamental energy that holds the universe together. This powerful idea resonates in many faiths and philosophies across the ages. The ancient Greeks, for example, championed agape, a selfless, unconditional love that surpassed eros, romantic love, and philia, friendship. Likewise, the concept of metta in Buddhism, often translated as loving kindness, represents a universal love free of self-interest. These historical instances emphasize the enduring strength of this deep teaching. In the setting of our contemporary world, comprehension and acceptance of this divine love can remind us of our interconnectedness with all life. It promotes empathy, compassion, and understanding, guiding us towards peaceful coexistence. This is a timeless lesson that underlines the potential of love as a force of unity, a concept as precious today as it was in Mary Magdalene's time. Teaching 2, Mary Magdalene's second teaching, forgiveness is liberation. She viewed forgiveness not merely as an act or a deed, but as a liberating state of being. This emancipating state of existence can significantly free us from the chains of resentment and hatred. In the historical context of the Gnostic Gospels, societies were often rife with conflicts and tensions. Within this environment, Mary Magdalene's perspective of forgiveness as liberation was a beacon of hope. It served as a psychological sanctuary, a refuge for many souls seeking peace in an unrestful world. Take, for example, the story of the prodigal son, which mirrors these sentiments. The father forgives his wayward son, not just as an act, but as a liberating state of being that frees him from the chains of resentment and disappointment. It's not only about reconciling with his son, but also about personal liberation, the ability to let go of negative emotions. In the context of our modern existence, this teaching reverberates even more strongly. It can guide us towards true peace, aiding us in letting go of past wrongs and moving forward. It conveys the power of forgiveness, not only for the forgiven, but also, if not more so, for the forgiver. Teaching 3, the significance and depth of inner spiritual knowledge. In the profound Gospel of Mary, Mary Magdalene speaks of transformative visions she received directly from Jesus. These mystical visions were not just any visions, they put a spotlight on the primal importance of inner spiritual knowledge, placing it far above material or worldly concerns. She suggests that salvation or enlightenment, the ultimate spiritual goals for humans, comes not from external validation or materialistic achievements, but from a deep, profound understanding of the true spiritual nature of existence, a reality that lies beyond the physical world, invisible to the naked eye. Mary Magdalene emphasized on the necessity for personal transformation and spiritual growth, a journey not everyone is willing to embark on. She taught that true spiritual enlightenment could not be achieved without a radical shift in one's perception, a wholehearted embracing of compassion, love, and kindness towards all beings, not just one's own kin. She believed that expressing this universal love and kindness wasn't just a good deed. It was a crucial, integral part of the personal transformation process. It is through these expressions of love that one truly begins to reflect their divine spirit, the spark of the divine that dwells within us. She put forth the idea that it is our personal actions and decisions, no matter how seemingly insignificant, that hold the power to spark this transformative change. Each decision we make, every action we take, has the potential to be a step towards mirroring the divine spirit within us, making us more in tune with our true spiritual nature. In Teaching 5, Mary Magdalene introduced the power of compassionate listening, an often overlooked aspect in our fast-paced lives. She believed that true understanding and empathy are born from listening to others with an open heart, devoid of judgment or preconceptions. Rooted in history and the human experience, this practice has been recognized in many cultures and religions, from the Buddhist practice of deep listening to the indigenous culture's tradition of listening to the wisdom of elders. Mary Magdalene taught that listening, truly listening to another's experiences and perspectives, is a form of love. This is a way to acknowledge their existence and worth, as exemplified in the Quaker belief of seeing that of God in every person. She emphasized that by genuinely hearing and understanding others, we open ourselves to wisdom and insights that might otherwise remain concealed. This compassionate listening, she believed, is a bridge to deeper connections and mutual respect. It is through this practice that we can take another step towards spiritual enlightenment and personal evolution, much like the Stoics' pursuit of self-improvement through understanding others. In today's world, where we're often quick to speak and slow to listen, may this teaching serve as a reminder of the power of silence, patience, and understanding, echoing the silence observed by monks in monastic life. The enduring impact of the 5 teachings of Mary Magdalene, as chronicled in the Gnostic Gospels, reverberates strongly in our modern world. These profound teachings, derived from a life of resilience and faith, have etched an indelible signature on our spiritual consciousness. Today, in a society fraught with divisions and personal unrest, these teachings from the Gnostic Gospels offer a beacon of hope. They steer us towards individual transformation and a kinder society. The message of love encourages us to foster understanding, while her teaching on the rejection of materialism encourages us to let go of our earthly attachments. These teachings from the Gnostic Gospels also defy conventional narratives and foster an inclusive spiritual dialogue, encouraging us to recognize the divine in all, irrespective of gender, race, or status. In a world often marred by division and conflict, It's Mary Magdalene's teachings from the Gnostic Gospels that provide a blueprint towards unity and harmony. They remind us of our shared spiritual lineage and our collective ability for love and understanding. Thank you so much for your company along this spiritual journey. I hope you enjoyed learning about Master Lady Mary Magdalene and her teachings of love and grace. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and share this important information with your loved ones. See you soon for the next spirituality mini-series.